How about you, Michael? What are your thoughts on it about customers' lifetime value?
So we're really new to the whole DTC game. Before, and my whole theory was that like when we first launched the business, I'm like, okay, I can invest my money in direct to consumer in a game that you need a ton of money to win, or I can go in distribution, have
Hmm.
people purchase our products on the shelf, and eventually they look on the back and they'll purchase our products organically online. And then
Yeah.
I mean, since COVID, the whole business turned around. So it's almost become like, the other way around where now I'm like starting to be, starting to like learn all these new terms about direct to consumer and like retention and lifetime value. I'm like, wait, this is not the business I had in mind.
A lot of
and,
jargons, you can say.
and so to be honest, I don't know the lifetime value of our customer right now. I think this is all stuff that we're putting into modeling, but
Hmm.
I do have a strong opinion that I think in the next couple of months things will somewhat normalize. Though I think people have gotten very used to purchasing online with
Hmm.
wine, and I don't think that'll ever change, and which is great. But I do think things will go back to normal where people are going back into grocery stores and bars and restaurants to start purchasing their wines, and
Yes,
we'll be there.
right.
The
Absolutely.
quick and dirty way to calculate that, Michael,
Yeah,
is
Yeah.
take your total revenue from that channel. So just look at total e-com revenue. The longer the time frame, the better. So maybe, I mean, for us, we'll calculate it for 10 years and then with the last 6 months and so forth. But take your total revenue from e-com only, say, since January 1 till today, divided by total number of new customers, new e-com customers, okay? That's the quick and dirty way to calculate lifetime value. The reason it's so important to know that number, because then okay, well, my average customer is worth $450. My margin on those customers, 50%. So
yeah,
I can afford to spend up to $225 to acquire a new customer. That's why you have to know that number so you can kind of back into what you can afford to spend on it on
yeah.
customer acquisition.
That's a great way of
Right.
doing it. I think 100% of our customers within the last 3-4 months are new, so it would be very easy to
Yeah.
put that into play because we never had an online portal where people can purchase our products.
Yeah.
And you can
That's a
get that
great
info
advice
now,
there.
even on retail. It's all pay to play. It's all big money, but Catalina, Abada, Spins, all offer programs that you can get some pretty deep insights onto customer behaviors and repurchase rates and all that kind of stuff. But again, it's comes with hefty price tags.
Yeah.
Hmm. Right. Uh, Moving on, I would like to have a discussion around uh, in the food and beverage business, food security is extremely essential. Like people are going to make their purchase decision based on the, the the contents of the product. So how do you kind of make sure that your consumers are getting that information clearly and transparently? Because labeling, packaging is going to define, because most of the time people want to know what are they having, and how do you plan on anything that you have done differently that to kind of distinguish yourself? The font, the labeling can really make a huge difference in educating the consumers. And once the consumers get that education, once that learning curve is attained, it's very easy to acquire them. So any thoughts that you have there, Adam, on this particular topic?
Did you ask me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this has, become a major issue, especially as we've scaled. I mean, we have a full QC department now, and a scientist kind of heading up that department. Um, we have all of our raw materials tested before it goes into the can. We have our lot testing after production. We do full audits and site inspections at all of our co-packing facilities. We maintain most of the relevant certifications from, kosher, halal, gluten-free, non-GMO, et cetera, et cetera. So,
Mhm.
different certifications matter to a varying degree to different people. I mean, if you are, gluten-free person, you're only eating gluten-free or drinking gluten-free. So that's most relevant to you. If you're, Jewish and you are a kosher eater, then that's what matters to you. So, we've really looked at
Yeah.
and got as many of the certs that we can qualify for. What we're going through right now is the NSF process. So, we can
Mhm.
show for professional athletes specifically, although we already have a massive professional and collegiate customer base. When you're approaching teams, you want that NSF for sports. So that's what we're tackling currently.
Great, great advice there.